In this video, I'm gonna show you step by step how to draw a landscape that has a cabin, a river, and a bunch of pine trees. Those two vanished lines are gonna be my reference to know how big or small the river should look according to its distance from the observer. Next, I'm gonna draw the cabin, which is just a simple box as you can see, and don't worry, I'm gonna explain how the string works in just a sec. Now it's time to draw a bunch of cones which are gonna be the foundation of my pine trees. Each one of them is built by a squared base, a circle inscribed in it, then a vertical that goes up from the center point of that circle, and a couple of lines that go from the tip to its outermost edges. Now let's work on the cabin. Those blue lines are being drawn using the blue vanishing point as well as every single other vertical line in this drawing. The red vanishing point I'm gonna use to draw every single horizontal line that goes in the same direction as you're watching, which happens to be the same direction in which the river flows. Horizontals going from left to right, which I'm drawing green, are drawn straight horizontally. The tables on the roof follow the same inclination as the front of the roof, and I decided to draw the tables on the facade vertically, so I'm using the blue vanishing point again. Now it's time to color, and I always start with a light base of the color that I'm gonna be using, which in this case is green. On top of that foundation color, I'm gonna add more and more layers of darker greens that will turn into more and more details for my pine trees. There's always a point where the drawing doesn't look quite good, but you have to trust the process and keep going. Now here you're gonna start to see that I chose the direction of the sunlight to be coming from the right top corner of the paper, meaning that the trees and every other object is gonna be darker at their bottom left sides. Now it's time for the river, and I'm gonna follow the exact same process, a very light base color and then layers and layers of darker blues. And you can see I'm not putting much thought into it, I'm just coloring as a child would. For the cabin, of course, I chose brown colors because I wanted to look as if it was made of wood. And you're gonna see me adding layers and layers of different browns to achieve that texture of wood. The last step of the process, which is incredibly important, is gonna be figuring out shadows with the sunlight position that I chose. And for this particular example, that direction is gonna be towards the bottom left side of every object. Of course, the front of the house is gonna be darker because it is opposite the sun, and the frame of the door and the overhang of the roof are gonna cast shadows on it. And tree shadows I always draw with dots and speckles because there's supposed to be light passing through them. And finally, some highlights facing the sun. Ask me anything I didn't say.